Hurricane windows and other physical security measures are just part of what goes into keeping our kids safe. But experts say that alone is not enough. Phil Buck has been looking into that for us, and I'm sure you found out something.
Well, yeah, I mean, all those things that we're hearing about lately, like gates and fences, locks, cameras, I mean, those are all important. But I've been talking with security experts, and they describe school security, Reg, like a puzzle. You know, there are all these little pieces that need to fit together just right in order for it to work. And keep in mind, security's not cheap.
Oh, no.
And that's a huge challenge, probably one of the biggest challenges that schools face, other than knowing what to do, is then once they understand what to do, is how do we fund it.
So that right there is Mark Williams. He's a school security expert, and he figured out what it would cost to implement security levels at different levels for all the public schools in every state, right? So we look at Florida's numbers, and he says it would cost around just under $450 million just for that most basic level. If we're talking about the most sophisticated security out there, we're talking almost $1.5 billion.
That's a lot of money. Now, so how does that fit in with the governor's big school safety plan that we've been hearing about all week?
Right, exactly. The money he wants to put up, Reg, barely covers that basic level that we just talked about. And, you know, districts, when it comes to security, they like to buy stuff. They like to buy equipment, stuff they can point to, physical things, and say, hey, look what we bought that's going to keep your kids safe. But the reality is that it is the people and the procedures that are behind all of that stuff that are just as important, if not more important. Not only that, but in order for it to be effective, security funding can't just be a one-time thing.
So school safety cannot be viewed as a grant-funded luxury, a one-time shot in the arm that the government puts out after a tragedy. It has to be incorporated within local school district budgets for the long haul. We need to make sure that counselors and programs and security personnel and school police are not cut once the camera and the spotlight goes off school safety and educators move on to other things, including tighter budgets.
And that's really the trick, right? I mean, it's easy to talk about spending all this money now after what just happened, but school funding's already tight, and finding room for all this security in the budget every single year, you might see some cuts in other areas.
Now, these guys have been doing this for a long time. What do they say that has changed in terms of school security over the years?
Yeah, they have been doing this, and this is what's really interesting. They say back in the 80s, school security was keeping kids out of the gym because they were breaking in to go shoot hoops. Okay, look how far we've come.
A lot has changed.
Times have changed.
All right, Phil, thank you.